Hello guys, welcome back to What Is. Today we are going to start with the topic of history. So if you have guessed the answer of the riddle given in the previous video, you must have realized that the topic for our first video is the French Revolution. Now that you know what the topic is, let us start with the questions that we will be answering today. The questions are: why did the French Revolution take place? Second one, who were the leaders in the revolution? Third one, what were the background circumstances in which the revolution happened? So now, let's get right into it. Now, the main question, why did this revolution take place? So let us start with the story. In the year 1774, King Louis XVI of the Bourbon family ascended the throne of France and married the Austrian princess named Marie Antoinette. He was 20 years of age when he ascended the throne, and he found that the treasury was empty. Why, you ask? France was using all its money in wars, and another major chunk of the money was towards maintaining the extravagant court at the palace at Bastille. Louis XVI also helped 16 American colonies gain freedom from Britain, which was a common enemy. By using so much money, the French monarchy owed over 2 billion lives to moneylenders, Migres. What is more is that the lenders who were not charging any interest on the loans to the state started charging 10% interest. So as you can imagine, most of the money from the kingdom's coffers was going towards repaying loans. So what about other activities such as maintaining the army, running government offices? Well, the state had to increase taxes. What is even bizarre is the government did not collect taxes from all people. The taxes were collected from only the third estate. Now the question that pops up in your mind is, what on earth was a third estate? Let us get into it. In France, the society was divided into 3 feudal groups or estates, as they were called then. The 3 estates were the first, second and the third estate namely. The first estate comprised of clergymen, also men who were controlling the church. The second estate comprised of the nobles, the people who helped in the courtly affairs. The third estate was 90% of the population of France. They were mostly peasants who did not have their own land. Nearly 60% of the land was owned by the church, the nobility, and the richer members of the third estate. The first 2 estates enjoyed feudal privileges by birth itself. The most important of them was the exemption from paying taxes. The nobles also enjoyed more feudal privileges. These included the feudal dues which they collected from the peasants. Peasants were forced to give their services to nobles, like to work in his house or fields, or to serve in the army or build roads. To add to the misery of the peasants, the church also extracted its share of taxes called tithes. Also, the state collected a direct tax from peasants called taille, and a huge number of indirect tax on objects like salt and tobacco. As you must have realized by now, the whole burden of financing France was on the third estate. Soon, a new class called the middle class started emerging in France. It was called the middle class. It included the people who earned money from overseas trade and the lords and other educated members of the third estate. All these people believed against the feudal system of privileges. They thought that a person's social status should be determined by their achievements rather than their birth. The idea of a society based on freedom and equal opportunities for all began to gather momentum. Philosophers like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and John Locke started writing books which promoted this idea. Jean-Jacques Rousseau wrote about the idea of forming a government based on a social contract between people and their representatives. The book was called The Social Contract. In the spirit of laws, Montesquieu provided a division of power of the government between the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. These ideas were actively discussed in salons and coffee houses. The main reason this happened was that many people in the Third Estate could not read and write, so educated people read aloud these books in the public spaces for the benefit of those who could not read and write. The news that King Louis XVI was planning to increase the taxes to finance the state brought anger and protest in the Third Estate against the system of feudal privileges. So back to the topic of increasing taxes. In the old regime of France, the king could not increase taxes by his will. He had to call a meeting of the Estates General, which would pass the resolution for the increase in taxes. The Estates General was a political body in which all the three estates sent their representatives. However, only the king could decide when to call the meeting. The last time it was done before this time was in 1640. That is 175 years apart. On May 5, 1789, Louis XVI called together the meeting of the Estates Generals. The first and second estate sent 300 members each who were seated in rows facing each other. The 600 members of the third estate had to stand at the back. The third estate was represented by their more prosperous or educated members. Peasants, artisans, and women were denied entry into the Estate General. However, the representatives had bought around 40,000 letters from the other members of the Third Estate who could not attend the Estate General. But Louis XVI did not even bother to look at the letters. The representatives naturally felt insulted. The voting in the Estate General was based on one vote per estate. Louis XVI was determined to continue the same practice, but the members of the Third Estate demanded that every person should get a vote according to the democratic principles put forward by philosophers like Rousseau in his book The Social Contract. When the king rejected this proposal, the members of the Third Estate walked out in protest. Of course, by now you must be thinking that there are 600 members in the First and Second Estate combined and 600 members in the Third Estate alone. Of course, all the members of the first two estates will vote in favor of increasing taxes, as it doesn't matter to them, and all the members of the Third Estate would vote against it, as it mattered to them. So there would be a tie. But this is not the case. There were some people in the first two estates who had good hearts and understood the struggles of the Third Estate. Want to know more? Check out this space next feed for the video French Revolution Part 2. Meet you soon and please stay tuned.